Hey everyone, welcome to another Casual Friday. Yep, we are heading into the holidays. This year has felt like it's been 3 years long, but we're almost there. This is my favorite time of the year, and this year it's been a bit down, and I think that's true for basically everyone on this planet. But hey, it's still Casual Friday, and we're still going through my casual decks. I think this is a nice little mini-series during the holidays. And last week we looked at my Cats tribal deck. The week before we looked at my Dinosaur tribal deck. Today is the last tribal deck that I have in Casual. I built it recently, and by recently I mean this year, and it's dogs. Yeah. I mean, listen, there was a lot of dog support, or at least some more dog support, in particular Pack Leader, that came out this year. I believe it was this year. If not, it was late last year, and I think now is a good time to start building, at least in my opinion, dog tribal decks. So, yep, I got dogs to go through here. Dogs was really interesting. So let's go through them. It was really interesting to build a dog casual deck, or just dog tribal deck in general, whether it's casual or not. So I don't have 4 of these. I have 2, because it's legendary, but it is a 1-of, and it's a 2/2 for 1, which is pretty aggressive on the curve, right? Let's see if I can get up close here. If this wasn't legendary, this would be insane. I mean, obviously there would be some sort of, drawback if it did have if it wasn't legendary, but there it is. I have 2 of them. Early game, they come down as a 2/2. It's going to be pretty formidable against most things on the battlefield, at least against my friends. Up next is Jackal Familiar. So another 2/2 for 1, and this is what I guess Isamaru would look like if it wasn't legendary. So basically for 1 red, a 2/2, and Jackal Familiar can't attack or block alone, which is fine. I mean, if you're playing this turn 1, it's not attacking anyway. It has haste. It doesn't have haste. So turn 2, you can play something. You still can't attack with it. Turn 3, you could attack with it. So this is not the best turn 1 play, I have to admit. But could also block early game, 1/1s or something, or trade. And I'm okay with that. Of course, you can't do that turn 1, but turn 2 you could double block with something. I'm not too sure. Listen, I haven't played too much with this deck yet for obvious reasons, but this is how I'd want to play it so far. It's pretty aggressive if you think about it, but I don't know. The 1-mana creatures are a bit. I don't know, I have to test it out more. So a pretty good 1-mana dog or hound is Warclap Mastiff. So it has first strike. It's a 1/1. That's pretty good. First strike is awesome. There's Pack Leader in this deck, which boosts the power of your creature. I have another dog in this deck that reduces the power of your opponent's attacking creatures, and we're going to get to that. So first strike is going to be pretty good here. So I'm happy about that. Definitely playing 4 of these. Yeah, definitely playing 4. There are a lot of 1-drops in this deck. Up next is a cool creature I found, a cool dog I found. Printed a little while ago, Bane Hound. That's pretty awesome art, actually. That is pretty cool. So what does it got? For 1 mana, 1/1, lifelink haste. Hey, can't complain. This works pretty well with Jackal Familiar. So you can play Jackal Familiar turn 1, Bane Hound turn 2, boom, attack. And that's kind of the synergy I was thinking, although it's relatively weak synergy. It's synergy nonetheless. And has lifelink and haste, which is something I can't complain about, especially against my friends. So yeah, I think that was a pretty cool hound. I didn't know it existed until I started building out this deck. And here we are. Now we're getting into the 2 CMC creatures. These get a bit more interesting. So Boro's Mastiff, I have 4 of these as well. It's a 2/2 with Battalion, which is pretty cool. That's a pretty cool aggressive effect. And that dog does definitely look mean. So whenever Boro's Mastiff and at least 2 other creatures attack, Boro's Mastiff gains a lifelink until end of turn. So another lifelinking creature, and I have a lot of creatures that are cheap and on the battlefield, so gaining lifelink is going to be pretty easy and going to be pretty useful as well. Now, the centerpiece of this deck, and there are really very few lords, and by few I mean just 1 that I could find. for dogs, and that's Pack Leader. Hopefully that'll change in the future. But when I saw this card, I was like, okay, well, I got casual cats, and it looks like now I'm going to get casual dogs. So other dogs you control get +1/+1. Whenever Pack Leader attacks, prevent all combat damage that will be dealt this turn to dogs you control, including Pack Leader. Of course, that is just brutal. It's a 2/2 for 2. Boosts all your other dogs. It's not legendary, so you can play multiple. And obviously I'm playing 4. And yeah, pretty central to this deck. I mean, I guess I could win without it, but I'm leaning pretty heavily on it. I don't know, I would love to see, I really spent a lot of time trying to go through all the hounds and dogs in Magic. This is the best I could find in the colors that I was trying to aim for. So here we go. Here now the rest are like 1-ofs or 2-ofs, and they're slightly higher on the mana curve except for this one. So this one was pretty cool. Mogis Warhound. It has Bestow, but let's just get past that for a second. So Mogis Warhound attacks each turn if able, and enchanted creature gets +2/+2 and attacks each turn if able. So what I like about this is that I could just play 3 and bestow it onto an existing creature that I control, pump it up essentially, and force it to attack, which is pretty good. And when that creature dies, this becomes a creature, right? So I think that's pretty cool. And the art is pretty nice as well. So yeah, it's a 1-of. It's nothing crazy, but I needed something aggressive, and that seemed to fit the bill. I have 2 of the next one. Dothy Jackal, right? No, that's close enough. That looks like a Dothy. So it has Shadow. This creature can't block or be blocked by it could only be blocked essentially by creatures with Shadow, and it could only block creatures with Shadow, which is fine by me. None of my friends play Shadow, and even in competitive play, there's really no creatures that play Shadow. Actually, I do play a creature with Shadow, Looter Ilkor, in my Teamer Rogues deck, so I guess I am probably the only person playing with a Shadow creature in Magic, at least in common Magic, making videos on it at least. So anyway, Shadow, 2/1, that's pretty good. It's going to be attacking in each turn for sure. And if for whatever reason I need to get rid of it, or I need to sacrifice it, or I need to get rid of another creature, it has that, double black ability. So sacrifice Dothy Jackal, destroy target blocking creature. So pretty cool. It's going to make my friends think twice before they attack in, which I am perfectly happy to do. So up next is a pretty cool dog. This is an artifact dog, believe it or not. Watchdog blocks if able. As long as Watchdog is untapped, all creatures attacking you get -1/-0. That is pretty cool. That is pretty cool. So basically not an aggressive card. It does have to block if able, which means your friends are going to have to attack in. When they are attacking in, you're going to have to block, but it's okay that all their creatures are getting -1/-0. So it's going to make combat math a bit interesting. Definitely going to piss off my friends once I do get to play with them, when we all find time in our adulting. But yeah, that's going to be fun. I found this creature, which is pretty cool. It's legendary, so I only have 1 right now. Maybe I might have more than 1 in the future. Kunaros, Hound of Athreos. So Vigilance, Menace, and Lifelink. Wow. Already pretty cool. Creature cards in graveyards can't enter the battlefield. Not really an issue in my play group. Players can't cast spells from graveyards. Not really an issue in my group. The main reason I brought this in here was for Vigilance, Menace, and Lifelink. And it's a dog. So remember, all hounds were errated to become dogs. And yeah, it's a 3/3. So, it's pretty menacing. It has Lifelink and Vigilance at the same time, so pretty happy about that. Another 1-of here. Hound of Griselbrand. Double strike, Undying. So, when it dies and has no +1/+1 counters on it, it returns battlefield with a +1/+1. So it enters in as a 2/2. When it dies, it comes in as a 3/3. So it's basically there twice. Realistically, I should probably be playing more than 1 of these. It is at the higher end of my curve, but double strike is pretty cool. And if you've pumped it up already or you bestowed it, well, it just gets kind of crazy. Mongrel Pack. If Mongrel Pack is put into any graveyard from play during combat, put 4 Hound tokens into play. Treat these tokens as 1/1 green creatures. So this is the only card that really creates tokens. Actually, I think this is the only dog card or any card in Magic that creates dog tokens, if I'm correct, which is interesting. So it's a 4/1 for 4, and when it dies, essentially, when it enters the graveyard, you create 4 of these tokens, which is pretty cool. You got 4 little 1/1s, and if you have a pack leader, they're 2/2s or greater, so that's pretty awesome. Last but not least for dogs, Rakdos Ragemut. Yeah, that's pretty cool art. That looks pretty awesome. Lifelink Haste, 3/3 for 5. Yes, this is casual, so I'm not going to see play anywhere else, but in here it's not bad. 3/3 Lifelink Haste, I can't complain. And, you know, if it gets pumped up from pack leader, it gets even worse. I'm happy about that. I got 2 of these. Listen, I gotta make the deck slightly fair for my friends. My friends get pretty annoyed when I play stupid decks, so... Anyway, so let's get on to the non-creature spells. So, of course, I'm still playing green in here. Not too much of it, but enough of it to warrant Once Upon a Time. Yes, I'm going to play it as long as I have green in my deck, because why not? Then I have Always Watching and Glorious Anthem, just like in my Cats deck. Very similar template, I figured, and they're just basically pump enchantments. Only difference being that Always Watching gives my non-token creatures vigilance as well, which is important. Then I got my usual Swords to Plowshares. Just get rid of exile creatures that I can't destroy for whatever reason. My friends do play a lot of indestructible stuff, so Swords to Plowshares comes in handy. Then I have the lands. So I wasn't as creative with the lands this time around. So there's less theming in the lands, whereas there was a lot more theming in the Cats and the Dinosaurs deck. So I have 4 Unclaimed Territory. Mostly here because I can easily mana fix if I choose a creature type, which will always be dog. So that's pretty cool. Then I have 4 Ancient Ziggurat. Again, easier mana fixing. 4 of those. Then I got 3 Clifftop Retreats. I got 2 different arts here, just because I thought they were pretty cool. That's pretty cool. And I got this one, which I think is also pretty awesome. This is a newer one. I think this was Dominaria. Yeah. Then I got 2 Sunpetal Groves. I thought this art was pretty cool, so I got 2 of them. Yeah, that's pretty cool. I was supposed to say Ikoria for some reason, but it's Ixalan. It's kind of stupid. And last but not least, again, nothing fancy here. I got 2 forests and 1, 2, 3, 5 plains. Yeah, so this is my casual dogs deck. What do you think? Definitely newer, definitely less tested. By less tested, I mean I haven't played it. I've only played it, you know, with myself, which is sad for the most part. But I don't know, I think it's pretty cool. Surprisingly, a lot more support for cats than dogs in Magic. I wonder why. Like, I really do. Even before, you know, the newer cats were printed, even before Ikoria, I mean. But the cats in the past couple of years, you know, and Amonkhet and all that, they, you know, cats still had quite a few creatures that were, you know, popular. They were strong in their time, but the dogs, I don't know, I found like there was just a lot lacking. Granted, I mean, I'm playing certain colors here, but still, I don't know. I find it interesting. But this is my casual dogs deck. Let me know what you think. I'm actually as usual, I'm always open to suggestions, but especially for the dogs, that I haven't played it yet. Nothing's set in stone. Let me know what you think about this. I got one more casual Friday video coming up next Friday, and then we are off back to the usual schedule for Delver Brews. I'm going to be opening up more sealed product, more giveaways in January, so stay tuned for that. Of course, if you're not subscribed and following me on Twitter, do so now if you want to be eligible for those giveaways and all giveaways in 2021. Yeah, I'm set to be opening up between 20 and 30 sealed products this year, or I mean, I should say in 2021, which is going to be interesting. That's a lot of giveaways. That's a lot of mailing out. So stay tuned for that. Oh, and stay tuned for next Wednesday for a very special foiled episode, kind of like, you know, to ring out the year. I've knew I was going to be doing this video for months now, And yeah, I'm looking forward to shooting it. It's going to be kind of tricky, and you guys will understand when you see it. But yeah, stay tuned for next Wednesday. If you enjoyed this video, please give it a thumbs up. If you enjoy my content in general, please subscribe, hit the notification bell. Follow me on Twitter, Facebook, whatever social network you prefer, but in particular Twitter, obviously, if you want to be up to date with my giveaways and want to be eligible for them. And you need to be subscribed as well. If you're interested in becoming a patron, check out the Patreon link in the description of this video. I set up some pretty cool tiers. They're pretty... from what I hear, they're generous, so that's good to hear. It's good to hear I made the right decision. Essentially, every patron's going to win a giveaway at the end of every year. You're guaranteed. And the longer you're a patron, the more you get in your giveaway. And of course, I do a mini bonus giveaway for my patrons as well. So that's all described on Patreon. And of course, a big thank you to my current patrons for your support. Thanks, and have a good one.